7'3" or 6'4". The monsoon's attire is very understated. A shy smile appeared on his face. The reason why girls are staring. It's probably just like this for me. It's the little field river in a girl's heart. The monsoon brushes past the crowd. Ignore the whispers about yourself. Found a vacant seat with Zhang Keo. Words spoken in the dormitory. I'm not joking. It's hard for people to earn money beyond their understanding. Even the monsoon, as a reborn entity, is the same. In the future, we will venture into the internet industry. He not only needs to know the general direction. As the leader, you must also understand some basic technical details, at least during the initial stage of the startup. If the leader doesn't understand, then wait to be fooled. The former leaders of the internet industry, they are mostly top-notch tech experts themselves. It's not just that you know a little concept. Knowing a bit of foresight will help you win against them. This is almost always the case. So the monsoon comes here. It is truly for the sake of serious study. Let your knowledge can match forward-looking cognition. Additionally, there is the issue of talent. Although Magic City University is not comparable to King Bay, but it is also the second. The computer science department has a large number of high-end talents, although most people aren't considered top-notch. But these students have low salary expectations. Energetic, full of energy, can charge and fight. In the early stages of the business, these people are truly very important. Moreover, the abilities of this group of people, after undergoing a bit of workplace training, will completely surpass Zhu Ding and the others. After all, it's the difference between professionals and amateurs. He needs to train himself in these daily lessons. Then, from an observer's perspective, discover these talents. The monsoon has settled. After a while, the counselor has finally arrived. He is of short stature, an ordinary man in his 30s. Walked to the podium, gently knocked on the table, indicating everyone to be quiet. Hello, my name is Yang Chenbong. I am the counselor for the computer science department. You can call me Teacher Zhang. The next 4 years, together through storms and winds, I hope so too. We can walk hand in hand steadily and peacefully. All right, now everyone knows me. Let me briefly talk about the school micro school, and there are upcoming military training matters. Simply saying it is not simple. Zhang Qingbong can talk for half an hour straight. Spoke halfway. He took a sip of water, still lingering from his journey. Zhang Keo was really bored to death. They began to whisper to the monsoon. Monsoon, did you see anything suitable? What is suitable? Nonsense. Of course, she's the right girl. Not available. So high now. Also, after all, you are a beauty like Mu Wankyu, the man who cannot be attained. Zhang Chenbong's speech. It's really boring. Even the monsoon was too lazy to listen. Propping my head up with one hand, warmth flashed through my mind. Dan spoke softly. Stop talking nonsense. I just don't have any thoughts about dating at the moment. Zhang Keo curled his lip. What you just said. Mu Wang's appearance. That figure. Gentle, generous, and warm-hearted. Willing to spend money. Still play games. She is the standard of a heavenly girlfriend. Such a girl. You don't have any thoughts about dating. What do you want? The monsoon slowly turned its head. Suddenly revealed a signature cold smile. Standard. Do you think you like someone? Should there be a standard? Zhang Keo felt a bit insecure when asked. Actually, he discovered it last night. This guy monsoon might be extraordinary. From last night and the autumn sunset. You can see it in the conversation. It's just that it's quite extraordinary. He hasn't experienced it personally yet. Uh, you hope the person you like is beautiful. A height of 1.65 meters is good. Big chest. The family is wealthy, gentle and considerate. You should look for someone like this. Is it? What is the problem? Jang Keo felt something was off. But I can't say what's wrong. The smile on the Monsoon face grows even stronger. So, your problem lies here. Do you like your senior? Used to like. Eh, not that fond of it anymore. What's up? Jang Keo is still being stubborn. Actually, his little thoughts. The Monsoon saw right through it. Does that senior meet your standards? Is there not a few? Not even a single one? Jang Keo choked. For a moment, I didn't know how to respond. This is the problem. This thing called standard. It's always set for those we don't like. When the person you truly like appears, even if he does not meet any of these standards, you will still like him. You like his every frown and smile, his emotions, his appearance, everything about him. You rush forward without hesitation. I exerted all my efforts to arrive at Magic City University. It's all for him. As long as he turns back to find you, you will still act like a loyal puppy, irrevocably sinking down. This is what liking someone really is. Jang Keo, don't say that. Is it okay? Jang Keo was caught off guard by Jifeng. The monsoon has calmed down a bit. Adjust your collar. It's you who wants to discuss this with me. Okay, okay, okay. You're impressive. Jang Keo gave the highest praise among men. He was silent for a few seconds. In the end, I couldn't hold back. But, but I feel that the senior sister is different from others. Not. Jang Keo finally made it to shore. You don't still want to contact him, do you? I contacted them last night. Monsoon breathes in quietly. Endured for Jang Keo. And Ben. The impulse of two fists. Awesome. Really awesome. The monsoon is speechless because of this kid. But thinking about it, I feel relieved. Once upon a time, isn't he just a simp too? And it licked for over 10 years. Still blessing Guzooting at the wedding. To put it simply, he from that year, more than that day with Jang Keo. Monsoon. Didn't you say you never dated anyone in high school? Why do you seem to understand love so well? I read a lot. Understand more. Last night, my senior told me. She has a new boyfriend now. The monsoon's eyes sparkled. That's a good thing. Each of us is heading towards a new life. But the senior sister said she still has me in her heart. Monsoon. Do you think I still have a chance with the senior? Monsoon. Speak. After all, it's a secondary account. I'm also an old hand at this. I rarely have questions about the plot, because the plot gave me a stomachache. Stock trading, not allowing the female lead to appear. I can accept it all. This is how the plot progresses. Slow rhythm. I won't tell. But regarding character design, I will emphasize seriously. The act of smoking. It is to allow certain characters more three-dimensional and fluffy. I personally do not smoke at all. Even hate, but a character is just a character. The character needs to smoke. Then he will definitely smoke. This will not change. The expression of the monsoon is unusually complex. Jang Keo was still acting carefree in the dormitory. I didn't expect them to be alone together. Unexpectedly, it even reveals such a simp attribute. Jang Keo, you are quite extraordinary. I just like him. Hearing this sentence, the monsoon could no longer speak. Perhaps this is how Jang Keo looks. It really resembles the person I used to be. At that time I hadn't moved on. Why still mention Jankeo? I once fought desperately for myself. I want to integrate into Gu Zuting's world, but her world does not include herself because she is not married yet. So she wants to wait a little longer. Later on, the Monsoon gradually loses faith in love. The first change in personality occurred. A decade of unrequited love, all for nothing. Night show 2,000 times. Husband. Life is like this. Second change. When did it all begin again? It was probably at a night venue. A very simple thing. It is the season of bewildering monsoons. I saw a girl from the night scene, earning money to pay for her husband's medical treatment. Every girl has a story. I really encountered such a story. She was still somewhat moved. So, do you really want to hear my opinion? Jankeo's mouth turned down slightly, despite the bitter expression, but still persisted until, you go ahead. I feel what you said makes a lot of sense. I'm listening. The Monsoon nodded gently. Actually, having someone isn't a big deal. People I meet when I grow up. Basically, there have always been others living in my heart. We don't mind the knife cutting through the garlic. What matters is, the watermelon tastes like garlic. I don't mind its past. What matters is, it's past, not yet gone. The right person is called a match. The wrong person, that is called repeating the same mistakes. Understood? Understood. Truly understanding or pretending to understand. Truly understood. Then it's settled. The Monsoon finished speaking, patted Jang Keo's shoulder, when the two of them fell silent. Jiang Chengbong on stage has nearly finished speaking. Next up, everyone just follows their seating order. Let's introduce ourselves. The position of the Monsoon. It was soon his turn. Hello, everyone. My name is Jaifeng. The Monsoon is too lazy to talk nonsense. Just give a name and then go down. During the self-introduction of others, the Monsoon also noticed something. A classmate with relatively sparse hair. Although these people are not good-looking, only looking at the amount of hair, it just feels very promising. In the future, I may become a pillar of the company. Monsoon. Why are you staring at me? Those ugly and unattractive. How to speak? They are all good classmates. We might become good friends in the future. Good colleagues. Without them, where is the future? What's ugly about it? Jang Keo felt somewhat perplexed. You don't even know them. It's nothing. There will be plenty of opportunities to get to know each other in the future. Classmates introduce themselves one by one. The Monsoon has hardly been remembered. The person who came down from the stage walked to his neighbor just when the Monsoon arrives. Go pick up the Jankeo that fell on the ground. Then it rolled over. He saw the slender legs of Xiao Gao in high heels. And the bodycon skirt. Is it good looking? Smopy voice. This woman smokes. And I have a strong addiction to cigarettes. Although it can't be 100% certain. But it's highly unlikely to be wrong. And he seems to misunderstand himself. Under the helmet, her thighs beneath the fitted skirt. The Monsoon lifted its head. I locked eyes with the girl in front of me. The thick hair curled slightly, in the sunlight streaming through the window, presenting a brown color. His double pupils, embellished with black eyeshadow. It gives off a charm and allure that doesn't belong to a student. A fiery figure weaves through the crowd, attracted the attention of many people. Every step flows as smoothly as water. Extremely beautiful. I didn't see you. As for the legs, he usually doesn't watch it. And he looked at the girl in front of him. I wasn't really interested. So it can be considered speaking honestly. Hearing the Monsoon say this, Iyue raised his eyebrows. He didn't talk to Jifen right away, but instead nudged the classmate next door. You, go inside. Uh, sitting in the position where the monsoon meets the branches. Iyue crossed his legs, embracing with both hands. I saw you during the self-introduction just now. Little handsome guy. Your name is Jifen. I can't believe someone remembered my name. Jifen turned to look at the other person. Yes, there is something. Iyue twirled his index finger around his styled hair, peach blossom eyes adorned with black eyeshadow. Tugged at them in Zoom. It's nothing. My name is Iyue. Oh, computers don't seem to have anything beautiful. At least I haven't seen anyone more beautiful than me. I don't look good like this. What do you think looks good? Warm like that. The monsoon clasped its hands together, put it on the table, slightly tilting her head. Can we talk about how it looks? At the very least, you should wipe the soot off your face. This is not a nightclub. Classmate. The monsoon specifically emphasized the words classmate. I hope the other person can hold back a little. Iyue squinted his eyes. The smile on her face was even more unrestrained than before. His exposed teeth. There are obvious smoke stains. He laughed, pointing at the monsoon with my index finger. I could tell at a glance. That's impressive. But your gaze. He seems like a man with a story. The monsoon raised an eyebrow slightly. I am not a little student here. I see people's eyes. At least look into a man's eyes. Much more accurate than them. Don't you like this outfit? Then I can try a different flavor too. In fact, Iyue's judgment of people is indeed very accurate. The monsoon had gone through a long period before. Days of physique, not heart. The lights are bright and the wine flows freely. Almost lost myself, I can only say. He was unbothered back then. I can only satisfy myself with a new big bust every day. The current monsoon. But the good student who comes to school, he is low-key at school. It's not about being scared. For the monsoon, he will only indulge in warmth, will not pamper anyone, whether man or woman. Staring at Iyue, the gaze of the monsoon grew sharper. Pretend to be my back. This is not the right place. Iyue was taken aback. He didn't expect. The monsoon actually confronts him like this. He laughed heartily, suddenly let go of the thigh. Then, under the surprised gaze of the monsoon, suddenly diverged. I pretend to be strong. I need to pretend. You said it. This pencil skirt. Spread your legs. Those who understand, understand. The monsoon smiles happily. He poked Zhang Kao behind him. A good girl should cherish herself. Bad girls don't waste. Ko-ji, come and watch the exciting show. Brother Feng, don't move. I've been watching all along. Monsoon, senior sister is nice, but it doesn't hinder Zhang Kao. Look at the beautiful Zutu in front of me. The monsoon remains unmoved. There was nothing but disdain on his face. There are still some more comparisons. Dressing like this, place it like this. Bro, at most, they'll call you roast chicken. Can't say anything else. You really need to strip down. Shoot a video and post it on the campus website. Bro, not only do I not call you roast chicken, I must respectfully address you. That is, undress but dare not fully strip. Did you manage to get it? This is the classroom at school. So what are you pretending? Iyue stared at the monsoon. The gaze shifted unpredictably. Finally, he suddenly burst into laughter. Slowly retract the legs. Zhang Kao wiped his mouth. It's a pity. There's nothing to watch now. Iyue took out her phone, swayed in mid-air. Then, you really are quite interesting. Should we add each other on QQ? Come out and have some fun at the Madhu venue. Whoa! Chang Keo looked at Jaifin with admiration. Another one actively asking Jaifin for QQ. However, the monsoon itself always seems indifferent. How did you do it? Don't you need it? I dare not. The monsoon suddenly retracted its previous disdain. He asked seriously, people like you, how did you manage to achieve such a high level of magic? Yue always seemed very stiff, with a face full of indifference. After Qi Jaifin asked this question, her expression became a bit unpleasant. She opened her mouth, licked his back molars. This has nothing to do with you, right? The dedicated nightclub girl. Hearing this, Yue finally couldn't hold it anymore. I have learned to love you. Such strong curiosity. Just don't tilt your head and ask me for QQ. Then it's nothing. Yue was still somewhat unconvinced. Biting my lip. Is there anything else you want to say? But the monsoon has turned around. No longer pay attention to her. Until Zhang Chengbong takes the stage again. Created a class group chat. Class group. Everyone please add each other. Although we haven't added each other as friends. However, Yue also communicated through the class group. I found out the QQ number of Jaifeng. Yue suddenly smiled at Jaifeng. Look, Destiny's call. HMPH. Silly chaos. Compared to the computer geeks in the computer science department, the situation in the mansion is much more exciting. Hello, everyone. My name is Mu Wankyu, from the local area of the Magic City. Nice to meet everyone. Hello, everyone. My name is Gu Zhu Teng, from Pearl City. I hope to become friends with everyone in the future. Self-introduction of the two individuals. Actually, there's no problem, even when getting on and off the stage. Mu Wankyu and Gu Zhuting. We will meet again with a smile. Until the corner of the classroom. A black figure quickly walked up. Hello, everyone. My name is Wen Nguyen. Simple introduction. The classroom fell silent in an instant. Then there was even louder discussion. Whoa, I know there are many beautiful women in the business hall. I didn't expect there to be so many. Just a beautiful woman. This is not a joke. Epidemic wonders. Bro, you have good taste. The university campus is never short of gossip. So someone has already started ranking the beautiful girls in the class. The discussion atmosphere in the business hall became increasingly heated. Just at that moment, the counselor went out again. The scene was a bit chaotic for a moment. Compared to those who discuss warm appearances and temperament, Gu Zhuting was truly shocked. Staring at the warmth walking back, Gu Zhuting couldn't help but speak up. Warmth, you actually came to the Magic City. The communication between Gu Zhuting and Wen Nguyen was sparse. But she is like the monsoon. We have been classmates for 3 years. Moreover, Gu Zhuting and Wen Nguyen, the notes need to be much closer in style. In the final months before the college entrance examination, she lost to Wen Nguyen for the second time. I secretly checked Wen Nguyen's academic performance. From the beginning of the monthly exam, I ranked over 50 in my grade, rising to the top of the grade against all odds. From those few mock exams, Gu Zhuting has already felt the power of warmth. Really strong. The warm score chose to remain confidential, but many people in school still know about it. Gu Zhuting just passed through the Golden Sea. Knowing the score of warmth, this score definitely guarantees admission to Qinghua or Beta. Moreover, Qingbei is very likely to offer scholarships. A warm family environment is not a problem either. Now she has actually come to Magic City University. What does she want to do? the warmth that approached Guzu Ting. It's just the cold air. I'm here. Although she found Guzu Ting particularly annoying. This woman has dragged on the memory of the wind for years. The heart of Jai Feng is deeply wounded. But we should also thank her. If Guzu Ting hadn't given up on Jai Feng, then there wouldn't be any of the subsequent events with Jai Feng. Her transformation. It is because of remembering the wind. Jai Feng encouraged her to get along well with her classmates. Just bear with it for now. She shouldn't come back. Just bother yourself and remember the wind. Staring at the warmth, Guzu Ting felt inexplicably timid. I came to find Jai Feng. None of your business. Speak. Warmth returned to its place. Looking back at the warmth, a face of gentle breeze and light clouds, Guzu Ting found it hard to speak. I don't know how to vent. Once she could be like a peacock, overlooking the warmth of this ugly duckling. But now the warmth, it seems to have grown into a black swan. After Guzu Ting was born, Mu Wanqiu, who was just a seat away, opened wide his eyes. Between warmth and memory, indeed, there is a story. I just don't know what role Guzu Ting plays here. The atmosphere of the mansion class. Quiet returned with the counselor's arrival, but the classmates in the classroom, already harboring their own thoughts. It hasn't settled down for a long time. It was noon mealtime. The classmates dispersed from the classroom. The warm roommate is not here. He is in the class. There is no one I want to meet. He walked out of the classroom alone, walking towards the cafeteria. Wen Nguyen classmate, wait a moment. Mu Wanqiu called out to Wen Nguyen from behind. What's going on? Although they had met once before, but when we came into close contact again, Mu Wanqiu could still feel the indifference that warms the body. He had Jai Feng. It really seems like it. Wen Nguyen gazed at Mu Wanqiu for a lifetime. After speaking, he turned and left. Wen Nguyen is not good at communication. I didn't sleep well last night. I'm a bit hungry now, too, so I don't want to talk to anyone. Mu Wanqiu stood still in place. The relationship between Heji and Feng. He didn't explain either. He knows. This is one's own selfishness at play. Mu Wanqi's phone came out. Slipped down. Remember what Jai Feng said to him last night. The butterfly points to the absence of life. It is the swaying light. Let them flap their wings. I mean, the butterfly remained still. It's just a light. Caused the shadow to sway. Some people aren't that special either. It's just in your heart. Added a layer of filter for him. Gently lean over the QQ conversation. Mu Wanqi, my dream seems to be shattering. I don't know. How much longer can I pretend to be asleep? Walking towards the cafeteria. The weather seems to have become gloomier. The rumbling thunder. It seems like it could rain heavily at any moment. Warmth took the umbrella out of the bag. Ready at any time. This is what the wind asked him to buy. When alone, take good care of yourself. Arrived at the cafeteria. Wen Nguyen ordered a chicken leg for herself, a serving of cauliflower, braised pork with kelp. Arrived at university. The appetite has not decreased. He still has a big appetite. The first day here. Let's first try the portion size at Madu University cafeteria, skillfully avoiding the crowd. Find a corner to sit down. Warm began to embrace the plate as the wind swept through. The avatar pinned on Didi QQ suddenly flickered. Wen Nguyen quickly opened her phone. The limited battery power made Wen Nguyen misunderstand the situation. Did you have a good lunch? Take a picture and show me. Warmth stops. Took a photo. There are some. Eating. Image. I have to say, Madu University truly deserves its reputation as a top-tier university. The cafeteria food is much better than that of Pearl No, 1 middle school, and Elf No, 2 institute. The stomach has been satisfied. The warm mood has also become very joyful. I just don't know why Jifeng hasn't replied. But it looks like it's going to rain now. Let's go back to the dormitory first. As he stood up to leave, the Minsoon is facing that blurry photograph. Mengchu, a warm phone isn't too good. It's the one sent for the lung cleansing. The photo is indeed blurry, but you can still see the chicken leg clearly. Cauliflower, kelp, and meat. There are also styles of dinner plates. Then Jifeng looked at the same type of plate in front of him. Identical chicken legs, cauliflower, kelp braised pork, even the damn kelp strips. They are all of average thickness. The Minsoon fell into deep thought. This time's contemplation, lasting 3 seconds. Here, the Minsoon really wants to swear, but he opened his mouth but still held it back. He couldn't believe it in his heart. There's still a tiny bit of unexplainable emotion. Push away the plate in front of me. The Minsoon is between Jang Kao and Yi Yue across from him. Stand up under the surprised gaze. At this moment, he has lost all desire to eat. Feng Ji, what's going on? Brother Kao, you eat first. I have something to take care of. Yi Yue poked Zhang Kao. Let's go see. He was originally positioned at the cafeteria entrance. After leaving the position, just walk steadily towards the cafeteria. At the same moment, Wen Nguyen is already holding the umbrella, walking outside the cafeteria. Jifeng took out his phone, sent a text to Wen Nguyen. Where are you now? Unfortunately, Wen Nguyen did not reply to him. The Minsoon's gaze is heavy, searching around the cafeteria. He kept raising his phone, making a warm phone call, only able to respond, "Yet. The number you have dialed is turned off. I can only see from that blurry photo. Searching for some lingering details. Corner, window. It should be at the very back of the cafeteria. Confirm the location." The footsteps of the Minsoon are getting faster. It's almost in a running state. In the crowded university cafeteria, the walls are all covered. Caution, beware of collisions. It's just the urgency in the heart of the Minsoon, making him a bit flustered. Crossing many crowds, finally saw it in person, just like in the photo. Similar windows. As I walked over, eyes filled with eager anticipation meet, but has never appeared. A couple is sitting at the table, men and women wearing glasses. It looks like a couple. Isn't it, Ban? The Minsoon sighed. I can only silently accept this reality. He felt inexplicably frustrated and restless, just because they missed the moment of their encounter, but did not know. Warmth is actually right beside him, right outside the cafeteria, separated by a wall from him, less than 3 meters. He was in a hurry just now. There is also a silent expression at this moment. All of this was seen by Yi Yue, who followed closely behind. You seem very anxious. It's like that thing, what was it again? The kind that can't find a girl. The Minsoon that has been mingling in nightclubs for many years. It seems he knows what he wants to say. Immediately turned back to stare at Yi Yue. This glance made Yi Yue's words unspoken. Swallowed it all down. He is very familiar with this feeling. Elder brother. He is the real big brother, instead of simply being that kind of middle-aged man's title. Your mouth smells as if you've eaten a corpse. Well, the Minsoon has always been quite reserved, but he is in a bad mood now. Once he was. Whenever I'm feeling down, someone has to cry. Now being watched by such a person. Rurubing cried a bit exaggeratedly. At least Yi Yue couldn't help it. Shrank back my bottom. An apology. I'm sorry. The monsoon eased the emotions. Did not pay attention to Yue. There is no intention to go back for a meal. He walked steadily towards the outside of the cafeteria. Boom! Thunder and lightning. A sudden heavy rain fell from the September sky. The monsoon stands at the edge of the corridor, a step away from Yu Mu, just about to step into the rainwood. An umbrella suddenly appeared above my head. I think you need this right now. The monsoon glanced at the depths. The Yue held a lit cigarette in her mouth. She handed him her umbrella. But the monsoon didn't arrive. Kui kai yu why? He walked straight into the torrential rain, disappearing from people's sight. Thanks, no need. This was the last voice Yue heard. No smoking in the classroom area. A student reminded. What about your mom? Leazi didn't score either. Yue rolled her eyes. He slowly raised an eyebrow, tapped the front teeth with a thumb. He has a chip missing from his front tooth, just enough to catch the nails. Staring at the rain-soaked tree. I don't even know what I'm thinking about. A torrential downpour. People's gazes have shortened significantly. Rainwater continuously poured into the eye sockets. It makes it hard to see the road ahead. Jiefeng took out the cigarette from his pocket and put it in his mouth. But there hasn't been time to order yet. Just got soaked. He took out the lighter that warmth had given him. Pucker tried it out. It is obvious. The wet lighter won't ignite at all. Jiefeng looked ahead. Go further ahead. It's the small supermarket in the girls' dormitory area. It's also the only way to the girls' dormitory. At this moment, the students on the road are pointing and talking about the monsoon. Occasionally, a light chuckle escapes. Perhaps the monsoon looks like this now. In their eyes, it's as funny as a clown. The monsoon does not care much. Now he is. You really don't need to care about the gaze of most people. He is just a bit worried. A drenched chicken scurries around the women's dormitory. Will I be taken away by security as a pervert? On the other side, Wen Nguyen walked in the rain with an umbrella, listening on the umbrella, the sound of da da da. He is surprisingly in a good mood. Having an umbrella is great. The contribution of the monsoon. Warmth in my heart, I mutter to myself, taking out the phone. Last night, I stared blankly at my phone, to the point of forgetting to charge it. Morning never ends. Didn't get up to run. There isn't even enough time to charge. This time, the phone has run out of battery and shut down. Walking towards the dormitory. Suddenly, a figure appeared, ducked under the warm umbrella. Junior sister, could I borrow your umbrella? Can I take shelter from the rain? The person who came is a third-year senior. Wu Xiaoyu. Wu Xiaoyu is very handsome. The figure looks quite good. The rain-soaked shirt clung to my body. Let the muscles subtly show. Watching the sudden intruder, the warm gaze instantly changed. That constant resistance and hostility towards outsiders. Suddenly rising, the lowered head lifted slightly. Let the other person see your gaze. Move aside. A warm voice, yet cold. It almost penetrated through. Junior sister. Wu Xiaoyu felt the warmth of indifference and hostility. A warm and gentle face. Let her truly not want to. Giving up so easily. In Wu Xiaoyu's view, this somewhat introverted girl in the coat is the easiest to capture. Junior sister, just in time, you have an umbrella, if you don't mind. Wu Xiaoyu put on his signature smile again. Then it froze instantly. The warmth in front of me. First, take a step back. Then the umbrella was closed, with a sudden bend of the knee. The broken umbrella. Warmth was casually tossed into the trash can. Now there are no umbrellas. Wu Xiaoyu is indeed rarely seen. A girl with such a fierce temperament. Not right. It should be something they've never seen before. Wen Yuan was not speaking. Directly bypassed Ushaiyu. The monsoon brought her and those around her. Tried to get along well. Maybe she doesn't have it. The last bit of quality in telling someone to go away. Embodies walking alone in the rain. A warm feeling is like a stormy weather. Being harassed made her suddenly feel having an umbrella isn't that great either. Lu Sheiyu looked at the warmth, ignoring the rain. Walk away with a plain face. Standing in the rain, just like myself. Like a living, breathing clown. This is the campus of Magic City University. The scene of a visitor in the rain. Being watched by many people. I originally thought love would come easily, but ended up making a big blunder. She doesn't want to. Let yourself continue the clown performance. But when Nguyen's earlier action, it made her even more embarrassed and angry. A wave of emotions surged within. Wu Xiaoyu suddenly turned around, called out to the warmth that had not yet walked away. Wait a moment. The warm footsteps slowed down slightly, looked back for a moment. Wu Xiaoyu strode towards her, fuming with anger. The rain seemed to intensify the resentment on her face. What does she want to do? Warmth has not faded away. Her worst moments. A few people were blocked by Jai Feng at the construction site. What does it matter now? Momo took out a pointed water pen. Take off the pen cap and poke it into your palm. Wu Xiaoyu suddenly reached out his hand in front of Wen Yuan. Asterisk, bang, asterisk. Her wrist was grabbed by another large hand. What do you want to do? This voice startled Wen Yuan. Turned to look back. The warmth of turning around did not look up. No need for confirmation. Previously, when facing Wu Xiaoyu, the tension in the muscles of the body instantly relaxed. She subconsciously, it's like burying your head in the chest of the wind, just like at the graduation party, like sticking to Jai Feng's ear. HMPH. She just wanted to lean her head against him for a moment, when it really sticks on. I don't know if it's because I'm too excited. It's still raining too heavily, causing warmth. I didn't control the force well. My forehead bumped into Jai Feng's sternum. A muffled sound echoed. It hurts a lot. The warmth feels off. Immediately retract your head. Once again, she returned to her original aloof demeanor. The little deer in my heart has long been killed. The excitement of reunion, the embarrassment of not successfully sticking together completely dissipates. Fortunately, the rain is heavy enough, big enough to cover her, ears that are almost burning with fever. Jai Feng reached out and grasped the warmth. Without further ado, pull the warmth behind you, staring at Wu Xiaoyu in front of me. The voice was like something pulled from a glacier. Senior hasn't said anything yet. What did you want to do just now? Bullying female classmates? Wu Xiaoyu stared at the figure in front of him, swallowed involuntarily. She is on the school basketball team. Exercise is a daily routine. That's why I have such a muscular body. After being caught by the wind at the wrist, she has already tried twice. I want to get it back. Keji Feng's palm was like an iron claw. She actually isn't opening up. Let go. You're holding me like this. Report to the school security office. That's just ridiculous. Jai Feng squinted his eyes. She finds the pretentious types at university quite annoying. There are still many keys. Very disappointing. Although not absolute, but this kind of sporting talent. This is truly a disaster zone. Though, what if the school expels you? I think the result of Juwu is also pretty good, seeing that the wind is so strong. Wu Xiaoyu's temper immediately disappeared more than half. The tone softened as well. This junior student. I didn't know he had a boyfriend either. I just ran over to set up a fan. It's not that excessive, is it? I understand. If it's your type, I won't interfere. I changed my goal a long time ago. All right then. Let's just leave today's matters as they are. Let's take a step back. No, Ushayu gasped again. She felt the strength of Jiafeng's hand increasing. Did not continue the conversation with Yu in front of me. The wind carries whispers. Shouted to the onlookers outside the rain curtain. Do you know? In front of me. Whose person is this? Yu. Basketball team. Third year of university. A scumbag. Harmed many girls. I can see it. There are quite a few people who don't like her. Jiafeng did not know who exactly was calling. Just slightly tilting my head towards the crowd in the rain, gently raised her hand. Thank you. Hearing someone expose their secrets. Ushayu's expression was also quite grim, treating first-year female students as prey. Go. No feelings. Only playing around. After the successful operation. Still feeling smug. They might even film and show off. Such people, regardless of the time period. Everything made Jiafeng feel nauseous. It might be on the household registration book. Only he stayed up all night. The warmth behind him suddenly shook him. Send the wind. Don't fight here. Jiafeng nodded gently. I know. Although people like Ushayu are very disgusting. School has just started. Just fight. It really isn't appropriate. Jiafeng ultimately let go. After being released, Ushayu rubbed his palms together repeatedly. No one waited for him to speak. Two polite remarks. The onlookers have started to cheer. Lost the adult. Ushayu. First, I was rejected in a way that felt like a warm slap to the face. Then he was publicly arrested by Jiafeng. In the end, I was mocked by some classmates who knew the truth. Ushayu, this basketball handsome guy. Thicker skin. Can't hold back the expression anymore. He didn't even exchange a few harsh words with Jiafeng, just keeping my head down, running away with one's tail between their legs, disappearing into the crowd. And this interlude with Ushayu. Jiafeng also didn't want to be under everyone's watchful eyes, being treated like a monkey, directly pulling Wennuan away from the crowd, holding onto warmth. Jiafeng remained silent. The attitude isn't exactly good either. Just took a few steps. The warmth that came back to her started to resist. He shook off Jiafeng's hand, suddenly asked, Muwan Keu, I have nothing to do with him. Warmth was unexpected. The wind messenger replied so quickly. I haven't finished asking my own questions yet. Jiafeng seemed to know the problem in advance. Then prepared the answers the same. Mingming was a bit angry just now. But now suddenly I'm not angry anymore. Even a little happy. Two simple dialogues. Let the stone in your heart settle steadily, even in this pouring rain. Warm heart, like the autumn sunlight. Very warm. Think, this has nothing to do with stopping the missile at all. On the contrary, there is an increasing trend. On a warm body, completely soaked by water, it's needless to mention the wind. No matter how beautiful the clothes a person has, no matter how stunning the appearance, after being soaked by the rain, it will still be quite awkward, no matter how warm it is, still sending the wind. In normal circumstances, the weather in early September can't possibly be cold. Heavy rain can quickly lower the temperature of the air. Let the temperature drop below 20 degrees. If it's hail, it can even drop below 10 degrees. It Rainwater can take away the heat from your body. Even if it's warm, I will keep exercising. At this moment, warmth and wind, it feels like the two of them are the same. There is a story, but I'm an experienced driver now, so I didn't say much, just starting the meter and asking along the way, "Young man, are you leaving? Just find a hotel nearby. Try to keep it clean." The driver heard the two people looking for a hotel. Suddenly, a wave of greed washed over. Her eyes are even brighter than before. "All right. Hold on tight." The warmth beside me, hearing that Jai Feng wants to take him to the hotel. Her eyes instantly widened. He felt a sense of disbelief in his heart. Isn't this a bit too fast? He had no mental preparation at all. Sending the wind. "Sorry, I can't assist with that." Jai Feng looks towards the warmth. This is the end of the rain. The warmth in her expression. No more cover. As his fingers brushed through her hair, eyes glimmering, only the uncontrollable panic remains. "Wait, do we really have to go to the hotel?" After asking this question, warmth felt on my cheeks, rapidly warming up. "You don't need to think to know." His ears have turned bright red. The shy girl with autism rarely feels shy, only indifference, unless it's oneself, the person who matters. The shy girl with social anxiety, the inexplicable rain revealed in those eyes. Enough to make Jai Feng lose his composure. Jai Feng glanced at the warmth, the body of the determined spirit dragon. Silently took off his T-shirt. A little bit of condensation. Then it was placed on the warm body, covered him because he was soaked, highlighting her alluring figure. Put it on first. The wind brushed past, until the warmth had dried his damp T-shirt. This is just the beginning. Hot water supply at the school. It's 4:30 in the morning, 8:30, 5 p.m., 10:30 p.m. There is no hot water at other times. You definitely can't take a cold shower in your current state. So I took you to the hotel. Furthermore, I have a question I'd like to ask you." Wen-Yuan lowered her head, hiding her slightly flustered gaze behind her hair. Paid the money. Got off the car. Chaibo's journey. Walked into the hotel with warmth. "Hello, mister. How can I help you?" Jai Feng took out his ID card. Then he briefly explained his situation to the receptionist. "It just rained heavily and got me wet. Please book me a room. This is the identification. Also, please help me buy a men's outfit nearby. A set of women's clothing. A set of women's lingerie. Male 185 cm. Lady 170. Don't make the material too poor. A loser style. Finally, buy an umbrella. You can just take the rest." "Okay, mister. Book a good room." Jai Feng picked up the room card. He brought warmth upstairs. As the two stood in the elevator, one on the left and one on the right, watching the warmth that nearly knits together my eyebrows, Jai Feng couldn't help but ask, "Have something to say?" When Nguyen looked up at him. Eventually, the gaze still evaded. "You seem very familiar with hotels." Jai Feng suddenly understood what he meant, slightly shaking her head. "When I was young, my parents often take me out to travel. You'll know after a few times." Uh, the warmth of finding the answer. "Lower your head again." This answer made him feel a little more at ease. Swipe the card and enter the room. When Nguyen looked at the white big bed, just feeling uncomfortable all over. The awkwardness spread throughout the room. The wind carries a sense of naturalness. He pushed open the bathroom door. "Pull up the shower curtain." He pointed inside. "Let's take a shower. Time can be a bit longer. Or wash your hair." The clothes have arrived. I will put it at the doorstep. Sending the wind. If there's anything to say, just say it. Although it is early September now. But getting soaked in the rain like this, there is still a possibility of catching a cold. Understood. Jai and Wenyuan walked into the bathroom. Jai Feng finally let out a sigh of relief. In fact, he wasn't as calm as he appeared. Slowly walked to the window. Let yourself, in a position as comfortable as possible, leaning against the single sofa. Take out the cigarettes from your pocket. It was already soaked. Can only do it casually. Caught a cigarette from the hotel. Light it up for yourself, listening to the gentle sound of rain in the house. Uncontrollably in my mind. Will remind me of the way when Nguyen looked while getting rained on just now. The more I think, the more I ponder. The more I try to hold on, the more I can't. Too colorful. Jai Feng shook his head, forced to stop. The scenes created in one's own mind. Ugh. Let out a breath. In my mind, regarding the current situation, instead there are some. I don't know how to handle it. Graduation season. He didn't ask about when Nguyen's score. Didn't ask anyone for information either. Just because. He is already ready. Plans to be separated from warmth. He maintained rational restraint. Do not interfere. Do not disturb. Let warmth in. Make your own choice. No one knows better than him. The power of warmth. You can say, when he doesn't perform poorly, Zhenzhu Yizhang, absolutely impossible. No one can surpass him. As for San Si Zhang, the distance to Heian Middle School, it's really not small. Gaya Pao, it's not a binding game. Just report a seed. Mathematics is such a thing. You won't. Then it really won't. There is no saying of being reported. So warmth is likely to be the best in the city. It means he is the top scholar. He has already achieved the status of a top scholar. Enter King Bei. It's just a casual thing. But he came to the magic city. It is obvious. The monsoon did not disrupt the warmth. Gave him complete autonomy. After choosing the right. When Nguyen also made her own choice. Magic City University. It was his choice. During the summer vacation, what exactly happened? The monsoon has never taken the initiative to inquire. He wants to come. It should be a warm personal matter. If only he could say what he wants. I should actively tell myself. The monsoon was originally thought to be warm. Want to settle down in the capital city like that. I didn't expect this girl. Give yourself a big one. Nantin. Grow a beard. Monsoon scratched his head. Express your own emotions. Hidden in the smoke. He wants to hide it. It's not just the expression. And the barely noticeable chirping of sparrows. This mindset. Not like him. Smoked a few cigarettes. The monsoon feels like this. Some things are not good. At least it warmed up. It might feel choking. Just toss the cigarette in your hand. Stuffed into the ashtray. Then opened the window again. And the exhaust fan. At this moment, the sound in the bathroom. It has already stopped. But the clothes bought through someone else. Not yet delivered. The monsoon suddenly thought of something. Knocked on the bathroom door. Warmth. The warmth inside. Seemed to be startled. The noise is very loud. The monsoon quickly reminded. Don't use the towel here. It's hard to say if it's clean or not. You wait inside for a moment. Or recharge for a while longer. I'm sorry, but I can't assist with that. Okay. Let me help you wash your clothes. Whatever. Then, in the bathroom, the sound of hands rubbing clothes echoed again. Staring at the bathroom, the haze on the frosted glass. Jiefeng felt like there were nails growing on his feet. Can't move at all. Aha! Ding-ling-a-ling. Just right. The hotel phone rang. A bell sound that isn't jarring. Enough to awaken the monsoon. Ultimately, I still left the bathroom door. Hello, hello. Mister, the clothes and umbrella you just bought have been returned. Should I send it up to you now? Send it up. In a little while. Receive the clothes delivered by the waiter. The monsoon placed the white women's clothing at the bathroom door. I put the clothes at the door. Understood. Then the monsoon awkwardly settled back by the window. He felt somewhat emotional. How long has it been since I've been this careful? The sound of rustling clothes came through. The monsoon simply closed its eyes. To calm one's emotions. The young man has a lot of fiery energy. The warmth of already dressed clothes. Silently walked to the side of Jiefeng. The faint fragrance of hair. The monsoon couldn't help but glance at the elegant figure. The white sportswear clings to the body's curves after the shower. The gentle breeze from the window brushed against his fair skin. Long hair slightly glistening with water droplets. Mixed with the scent of a young girl. Just like a beautiful scene in nature that catches you off guard. Warm and silent, they locked eyes with the monsoon. The gaze is pure and bright. It seems as if it can reach the depths of the heart. He was just about to speak. The monsoon couldn't hold back any more. Hunched over, she walked towards the bathroom. I'll take a shower first. The monsoon in the bathroom takes a breath. He leaned against the wall, holding onto her own hair. The way she was warm just now. The lethality is indeed quite significant. He has had a lot of contact with warmth. During the final sprint in high school, it could almost be said that they stick together every day. Warmth is not the kind of innocence found in a child who knows nothing. Later, I received quite a few love letters. It was enough for him to recognize his own charm. But just now, that flowing gaze like water. This girl is doing it on purpose. The monsoon washed away the hot dust. Once the body gradually warms up, he gradually turned off the hot water. Start giving up cold water. It's early for a cold shower today. It won't be very cold either. It's just that today's temperature is relatively low. Not very comfortable. Wait until your heart gradually cools down. The monsoon finally dried itself off. Walked out of the bathroom. He didn't do anything. Coming out wrapped in a bath towel like that. Truly greasy and vulgar. Put on the sportswear bought by the waiter. The monsoon has come to the window again. Sitting across from the warmth. He clasped his hands together, leaning back on the sofa. Serious expression. Warmth is keeping your legs together. The body leaned to one side. Completely unable to make eye contact. The monsoon at this time. Go ahead and speak. What are you saying? Wen Nguyen softly replied. The voice is very faint. The monsoon stirred gently. Your own temples. The other hand. Gently tapping on the table. Arriving in the magic city. There must be something to say. If you want to talk to me, go ahead. The adjusted mindset of the monsoon. Put on the boss's demeanor. Tease those few. Every time I see the monsoon like this, it will be like a little chick. Stand quietly to the side. The morning's night rain has not yet been seen. Also feeling completely exhausted. But warmth is different. He will play dead. Just faced you Xiao under 10. That kind of warmth is unique. Ferocity completely vanished. This time, timid like a little kitten. Autism. Playing dead. Anyway, I won't say a word. Only occasionally lifts its eyelids. Glancing quietly at the monsoon. Then quickly avoided eye contact. This kind of silence. It lasted for a full 15 minutes. Neither of them spoke directly. Every time the introverted girl starting to isolate. The monsoon is actually a bit helpless. He really couldn't bear it. Go scold Wen Nguyen. Especially warmth arrived from thousands of miles away, searching for him in the magic city. It threw him off balance even more. The monsoon sighed softly. Hope for Wen Ngu to take the initiative to speak. It seems impossible now. How is the cafeteria? Not bad. Can't eat enough. Warmth turned away. It's like cooking raw rice into a ready meal. The attitude of a dead pig not fearing boiling water. Monsoon strong, rubbing his forehead. What play? Business administration. How much did you score? The monsoon is somewhat speechless. 705 up. Shanghai University of Finance and Economics. Almost 100 points. This is a normal person. What can be accomplished? All right. Warmth to a certain extent. Not exactly a normal person. But this matter. If old Huang finds out, he must be so angry he'd die. Regarding the school aspects, I'm afraid it will also negotiate back and forth with warmth. What does your mom say? My mom can't control me anymore. When Wen Nguyen talked about this matter, the chest still stands proud. I feel very proud. Keji Feng slightly furrows her brows. Why, your wings have grown strong. Then I can be reckless at home. No. Warm and bowed his head. How has Auntie's health been lately? Mentioning Wang Yakin, Warmth hesitated for a moment. But I still decided to confess to Jifen. He had been keeping this matter hidden. It is because these things, it is something that needs to be fought for on your own. For example, like a normal person without any burdens. Standing beside the monsoon, slightly pondered. The warm gaze gradually became clear. The expression gradually became resolute. Restored some of Director Wen's condition. During the summer vacation, I say goodbye to you in advance. It's because I arranged it for my mom. Heart valve surgery of the Elvin Second Hospital. There is a consultation with the top experts in the country, although the cost is high, but the success rate and effectiveness. They are all the best. My mom's surgery time. It is July 21st. The surgery was quite successful, but my mother's health. It took a while before I finally reported on the last day. Speaking of this, the monsoon is becoming clearer. What is warm summer vacation doing? He needs to take care of his seriously ill mother. Transferred to the elf. Dealing with mother's clothes. When not busy, there is still a lot of work to maintain the studio. Promoter spokesperson. It's not an easy task, especially the data. Choosing products in this area. It requires a lot of time. No wonder it has been warm all summer. Everyone looks very busy. Even the replies are not timely. Wen Nguyen quietly looked at Jai Feng. He is a bit worried about the monsoon. Will get angry because of summer vacation matters. After all, at that time, it's nothing. Everyone needs someone to bear it all. But you also said, the world of adults. There's no need for so much pretentiousness. The monsoon chuckled silently. He took out his phone. I took a look. The text messages from those days. On the 21st. Just like the day before. They all texted me. At that time, I may not have understood your meaning. So, warmth continues as I wave my hand. No, you don't need to apologize to me. Actually, if it weren't for you, I'm afraid of my mom. Wen Nguyen did not continue speaking. However, the information he shared, the monsoon has arrived. Regarding the warmth of the previous life, gained a deeper understanding. His mother, I can barely hold on. This news, perhaps it will make him try to let go of some of that guilt. As long as your mom gets better, that's all that matters. As for what happened before, it is your own ability. I helped you obtain these. It doesn't have much to do with me. Warmly gazing at the Minsoon. Yang Jiu. Minsoon. Actually, my relationship with my mom. Not good. Warm voice. A bit gloomy. This is probably him. Most vulnerable. And the side that one is unwilling to uncover. Wen Yin Minsoon. Not slowly. I know. Every time I go to your house, when I met your mother, you don't want me to talk to her too much. It is because some things that you cannot let go of, some childhood memories. There are also some experiences from my childhood, although I have a poor relationship with my mother. But I still love her. During the college entrance examination, she can barely hold on anymore. She didn't say anything. But I know I don't want anything to happen to her. So if I have the ability, I will definitely save her. The Minsoon gently nods. How much did the surgery cost? I consulted online. It's about 150,000. To be safe for me, I have prepared all the money. Actual expense. It was also somewhat unexpected for me. The surgery fee is 140,000. Subsequent treatment, medicine, it cost more than 210,000. It is indeed a bit excessive. Talking to Minsoon about money, the warmth suddenly turned. A bit nervous. Don't wait for the Minsoon to speak. Just adding on by myself. But I don't need your help. Previously, I divided the gold. It's enough to cover the medical expenses. Moreover, the expenses for this month, I haven't used it yet. There are still nearly 100,000. Minsoon, raise your hand. Indicate warmth. No need to say more. Every time it is mentioned. Matters concerning money. Wen Nguyen can be very sensitive. Sensitive to identity. She will be very cautious. Divide the money clearly. Do not want to take advantage even a little bit. Afraid of this relationship. Became less pure because of money. Clumsy and self-deprecating demeanor. The Minsoon always makes Jai Feng feel helpless. She smiled gently. All right, all right. Do you know Premier Wen? It's really profitable now. Get up and stand by the window. The Minsoon comes from the ashtray. Take out a cigarette that's not completely broken. Light one up for yourself casually. The rain has lessened. Take a short break. Let's go back to school. Warmth made no sound. But the Minsoon feels. She seemed to have arrived behind herself. When Nguyen touches her forehead. On the back of the Minsoon. This is probably all she can do. The boldest move. Minsoon. We are standing together again. Compared to the moment I bowed my head in the rain before, the warmth of this embrace. It has become much gentler. Before Jifen could say anything, Wen Nguyen has already moved her forehead away, the smearing between hair and clothes. Let the words on the tip of my tongue fade away with the Minsoon. What was I about to say? I don't know. Jifen glanced at the cigarette butt in his hand. Unexpectedly asked a question. Is it irritating? Clearly, Wen Nguyen is confused. This sentence is significant for old smokers. The hidden meaning within. However, warmth is for the Minsoon. That is no longer tolerance. It's probably similar to indulgence. No choking. No need to. Jifen was taken aback. He indeed had the thought of quitting smoking just now, but he didn't say it out loud. It was a guess. Don't do things that make you unhappy. Wen Nguyen gazed at him warmly. He doesn't understand many things. For example, smoking is harmful to health. Why are there still so many people smoking? Warmth once existed in certain classics. I have seen two answers. The first one is analysis of dreams. People cannot receive love. That's why I got involved with tobacco. The moment the green beak touched the lips, it's like God kissed you. It's like a mother's insult. To some extent, smoking can provide you with solace. Gaining an illusion of love, reduce stress, empathy. Kissing can produce the same effect. Second version. It's just simple and straightforward. Some people think smoking is cool. No matter where the monsoon originates from, it's smoking. Warmth doesn't require him to quit smoking. Warren faintly remembered, after every fight between Dad and Mom, Dad always goes out to smoke, one after another. While smoking, Dad's expression was unusually relaxed. Before Dad died, I smoked a lot at once. Unfortunately, it's useless. He will always remember that scene. This is his reason for not letting Jai-Feng quit smoking. Don't do things that make you unhappy. The monsoon didn't turn back. Silently extinguished the remaining cigarette. No one mentioned this matter again. Didn't look back to see the warmth in their eyes. He was afraid he couldn't quit. Then began to change the subject. Let's talk about work-related matters. You say. I am listening. The monsoon pondered, and began to speak. My experiences during summer vacation. After you left, Pearl-like studio, I just took it apart. Some people stayed in the local area. Some people came with me to the magical city. I am over by the old business district. Rented an office space of 248 square meters. Du Ding and the others are working there now. The current situation of the studio during the monsoon. He explained it to Wen Nguyen. Even in terms of job segmentation, he is more detailed than the monsoon. When the family split up, there should be a conflict. There is none. At that time, there were indeed signs of conflict. I'm leaving. Surely, there are those who want to establish their own territory, but I have quelled it. It's hard to say right now, in the absence of supervision, the way those people do things. We'll gradually approach the scattered people. When Nguyen slowly nodded. This is also where he has always felt guilty towards Jai-Feng, although he was at the elf hospital. Also did their job well. At the current stage of the studio, just doing your job is not enough. There are many people in the studio group, apart from the selections he has already taken over. I'm sorry, but I can't assist with that. Precision customer. Assign tasks outside of this. The most important thing. Still attract in traffic. During this time, he left the studio. Then soon relocation. Overall traffic split of the studio. We can only barely rely on Du Ding and their livers to survive. Every class skipped. It's actually quite similar to the live streaming sales hosts of the short video era. In terms of nature, almost identical. I'm sorry, I can't assist with that. Attract female fans with purchasing power. Guiding consumption as a caring sister. Most people only see the later streamers, unaware of their origins. Skipping class. The traffic has not developed for 2 months now, even somewhat atrophied. Such a result. Definitely not what the monsoon hoped to see. There, he has returned. Everything needs to be redesigned, and even change. Here is my question. Dividing the pot is meaningless. It feels even less meaningful to say these things now. Let's think about ways to attract more traffic. The monsoon is too lazy to share the pot at this time. They were originally university students. I'm not a professional in the workplace. Warmth in doing one's job well. You deserve that amount of money. As for more, then it all depends on your own abilities. Enter the work topic. Warmth immediately manifested. A different state than before. Jian Feng said he didn't want to split the pot. Wen Nguyen directly skipped this topic, getting to the point. Currently, regarding traffic, we think, now we can expand. Speak. The first one is the basic method. Recruitment personnel. Expand the base of traffic personnel. After the split of the Pearl Studio, the members of Pearl City, although it will still run a lot, but they have already drifted apart. Your boss's identity is downplayed. They will gradually become disobedient, gradually becoming a wild person. I suggest adding new members. Members can consider the senior year of the computer science department, or students from related fields, although the studio is currently. There's no way to give them more assurance, but we can offer relatively high salaries, attracting attention to where the hopes of the future seduce these seniors. Thus carry out contract recruitment. I can tell. Warmth during the summer vacation. I also did my homework. Freshmen recruits seniors. Alumni from the neighboring class. It is indeed somewhat abstract. Tell me about that student. Poke for the future. What to elaborate on? When Nguyen was taken aback. Is there no detailed plan? The Minsoon was also surprised. He thought Wen Nguyen had already made plans. Wen Nguyen hesitated for a moment, still answered truthfully. Students' hopes for the future? Isn't it just a pie in the sky? You said before, the matter of painting a pie. Before 2018. They are all useful. All right. I forgot. Minsoon rubbed his head. Indeed, at least in these past few years. Paint a bright future for computer science students. It's something almost all companies are doing. Drawing a pie actually isn't a problem. After all, everyone has a longing for the future. Moreover, there are indeed many companies. The promises have all been fulfilled. However, compared to those companies that deliver on their promises, more or more collapse, running away, bankruptcy, the thing about layoffs. So what are your thoughts now? It's just a pie in the sky. And the actual take-home salary? First, attract a group of people. Sure, although drainage technology, there are no barriers. Hiring people can easily lead to a loss of technology. However, the traffic itself, for us, it is equivalent to using gold and performance. Even performance is more important than gold. After all, from the merchant's perspective, wouldn't consider it at all. How much money did we make? They only consider, how much data did I use on my own? Although Wen Nguyen appears timid and submissive, very shy and cute, but the Minsoon still feels. He works diligently, which is better, will emit from the body the dazzling brilliance of confidence, just like his senior year, while giving a presentation to myself, just like he is in the studio, becoming director when, just like now. The Minsoon pondered for a moment. Agreed to the warm plan. In fact, warm thoughts. Similar to him. It's just the content of the plan spoken by Wen Nguyen. More detailed. The recruitment plan can be implemented. But what do you think? Where should we focus our attention? Minsoon. I think aloud reputation. For college students, often more than the money in hand, more attractive. The Minsoon gently squints. He has understood the meaning of warmth. You mean to say, Minsoon, you should start your own company. It's not me. It is us. When Nguyen paused for a moment. I'll explain right away. That, I mean, aren't you planning to join me? No, no. Isn't it just us planning to be together? The warmth was somewhat intense as the Minsoon spoke. We are important partners. Minsoon quietly watched him. It seems like an announcement is being made. Seemingly trivial matters. warm yet afraid to act at this moment. The gaze of the Minsoon. Well, I can't do it. Since we're here, let's make the most of it. At this moment, backing out, when Nguyen couldn't help but rub her own fingers. For a moment, I didn't know how to respond. Minsoon. Starting a company requires a lot of money. I have no money. Jaifin picked up the paper and pen from the bedside table. Just doodle on the paper. You have no money, but I do. A few months' time. I have saved over 2 million as initial operating capital. It must be enough. I will be spending the next 2 days starting a technology company. At that time, you will be part of the company management team, joined as a director. When taking a stake, I can help manage even without shares. Mentioning management, the Minsoon originally had a gentle tone, suddenly became serious. Warmth. You need to clarify the money distribution yourself. I will clarify things with you now. You are unwilling again. When Wen Nguyen didn't know how to respond. Then I would choose to be withdrawn. If it's about other matters, the Minsoon is likely to let him. But this matter won't do. You don't need to be humble or back down in front of me. What strength do I have? You still need to be modest. A person wants to change. One must have desires. A partner without desires. I won't want it. You are indifferent and unambitious all day. What can I use to motivate you? Even if they want to start a family business. Then we must truly become a married couple. It can only be done later. Suddenly, the thought popped into Jai Feng's mind, but immediately changed his mind. It's better not to overthink things. Why not ponder it together with me? What should the company be called? Keep it simple. Hearing the Minsoon mention the company's name, when Nguyen has regained some professional qualities. Oh, regarding the company name, just use your name. How is Minsoon Technology? This name lacks uniqueness. No meaning. Definitely not possible. According to the requirements of the Minsoon. When Nguyen also picked up pen and paper to jot it down, several names were mentioned. The Minsoon is not very satisfied. Minsoon made a suggestion. Winter Sunshine was also shot dead on the spot by Warmth. Warmth surrounds the Browns. He is not illiterate. How could you not understand the meaning within this? The winter sun is very warm, clearly indicated. Warm technology. He warm wind technology, waiting for recognition. They were also executed one after another. Such names are not suitable for a tech company. Then the two fell into a stalemate. The company's reputation is very important. This Minsoon is quite clear. He won't tolerate his tantrums. Gently tapping on the table, the Minsoon really wants to smoke a cigarette. Looking at the Warmth that is still pondering, he silently gave up on this idea again. Finally, it is still the Minsoon side that made the concession. The names of those immigration companies were indeed inappropriate. The biggest problem is the title lacks appeal. As a technology company, the main recruits are mostly young professionals in internet technology. Making money is definitely something everyone thinks about. While making money, it will also evoke some thoughts about one's future. Lani. So the best reputation is in technology. Manal. Technology. In the future, these matters will rely on. These are the main elements. Do you have any suitable ideas? The Minsoon listed all the elements it could think of. Then think together with Wen Nguyen. The two quickly fell into a productive rhythm. This familiar feeling has been a long time coming, but it's very good. Let the Minsoon reminisce. Wen Nguyen stared blankly for a moment, gazing out the window, deep in thought. But the Minsoon was fixated on the girl's eyes, silently lost in thought. A person is like a rainbow. Desire exists above. She is really beautiful. As time goes by, the monsoon's unwavering gaze, the girl's face was adorned with a rosy glow. She seems to have discovered something, but did not stop thinking about our shared future. The warm light suddenly brightened the eyes a bit, then quickly wrote 4 characters on the paper. Fingertip future. This. How is it? When she made him move, the monsoon has actually withdrawn its gaze. She kept murmuring this name in her heart. Don't say it. Not bad at all. The internet industry relies on programmers. Programmers rely on their fingers. With the keyboard in my hand, let's create a future. This is roughly the meaning. However, if you were to create an advertisement slogan, let's leave it to the advertising company. They are more professional. Just this. Not to mention anything else. This amount is not small. Sir, Wen Yuan smiled slightly, but then immediately turned away. Monsoon's decision. The company's name has finally been confirmed. Later, this is our company. I'm sorry, but I can't assist with that. Wen Yuan also nodded slightly, admitted it. With this saying, she was actually a bit excited, although everything has not yet begun, but it seems she has already seen it. The future we can only see. Let's go. I delayed again for a while, returned to school. Would, leaving the hotel, end of work state. The atmosphere became awkward again. The problem has arisen. What is their relationship now? The two seemed to think of this question at the same time. Stop at the stairs street in front of the hotel. They looked at each other, even though it was only a few steps away. But it feels somewhat distant. Not afraid to talk, just afraid of suddenly feeling awkward. Let's take a taxi back to school first. And monsoon tries to ease the atmosphere. Asterisk hum asterisk. The monsoon waves at the intersection. Just at this moment, it seems that no taxis are willing to stop. Silence makes people anxious. The monsoon could no longer hold back and lit a cigarette. Yan Jian has been unable to catch a taxi. The warmth in my heart also became tense. She doesn't know. The act of coming to the magic city on one's own. Is it considered romantic to chase after a husband across 1,000 miles? This behavior in the eyes of the monsoon, what does it really count as? Will you be seen through? Just as when Nguyen was lost in thought, the monsoon spoke first. Why did we end up in the magic city? No matter what. For your abilities. Kingbei might be better. Men and women shouldn't ask why. Especially why this kind. Qi Jai Feng ultimately asked this question. She really wants to know the answer. Wen Nguyen lowered her head, looking at my still damp shoes. Thoughts in my heart keep changing. Yeah. Why did she come to the magic city? When was the decision made? What exactly is there in this world? It really can't be let go. Will everything be better in the capital? In a warm mind, many questions emerge. Then one answer after another emerged. She turned around, facing the gaze of the monsoon. What is it in this world that we cannot let go of? Which road in this world is so difficult to walk? Let's miss all the youth and autumn together. Why should I at the best age? Leaving you. Cough, the smoke burned my mouth. A few seconds ago, the issue of the monsoon. Wen Nguyen thought for a long time. The monsoon has waited for a long time. This puff of smoke has already lit the green tip. The smell of burning is unusually strong. But it seemed like neither of them smelled anything, until the smoke burned the lips of the monsoon. The warm rhetorical question strikes the soul. Yeah, why leave her at the best age? Those who have experienced it always teach those who have not. You have grown up like this. You will definitely regret it. Yes, growing up indeed makes it easy to regret, regretting every moment of the past. But as someone who has been through it, the monsoon, on a certain night in the past, I figured some things out. That is, do not blame your former self. She stood alone in the fog of choices. It's also quite confusing. She doesn't need to regret the things she's done. Every decision she makes, it's always the best choice one understands at that moment. If she had more wisdom and knowledge, you might make a different decision than at that time. But this does not mean past decisions were wrong or useless. Warmth may not understand these, but she possessed the courage that Jifen, the one who came before, did not have. Just the courage of a girl with autism. It was just a brief moment. When the monsoon looks towards Warmth, she has started to look at her slanted shoulder again. It has come to this. There is no confusion left in the heart of the monsoon. Opposite, it's more of a relief, I suppose. I will never leave you again. Finally heard a direct response from the monsoon. Warm toes. In that moment, we held on tightly. The ears turned bright red. At a loss. The little deer in my heart. Several consecutive collisions resulted in deaths. Fortunately, the taxi arrived at this moment. Stop in front of the two people. A warm escape through the door. The car has arrived. Get in the car. Got into the taxi. Wen Nguyen sat on the left. Jifen sat on the right side. He rested his chin on his hand and looked out the window. He tapped his forehead while looking at his phone. The two of them looked in opposite directions. They returned to their familiar silence. Warm right hand unintentionally slumped in the seat, and someone in an unintentional moment gently reached out a hand. When encountering that delicate softness, that gentle ease, clearly hesitated for a moment, then quickly reeled it back, gently held onto Jifeng's pinky. But this time the handshake did not last long. It was released in just a few seconds. The warm brows furrowed together. I feel a bit unhappy. That night you sent Muwankwiu back. I'm right at the door of room 302 on the third floor. Monsoon. Women are all like this, right? It was just fine a moment ago. In the blink of an eye, we're digging up old grievances. Didn't he already explain it before? The monsoon knows well how much women hold grudges. They can even remember things from over 10 years ago. Next time you argue, revisiting old grievances as a condition for arguing. It seems that when Nguyen is just a normal woman, the monsoon arrives without a word. The warm corners of the mouth have begun to turn down. I saw you holding hands, and his next invitation to you. Saw it with my own eyes. Jifen helplessly rubbed his brow. Jifen began to recount his encounter with Mu Wang during the summer vacation. I indeed know Mu Wankyu. Jifen looked at him with a somewhat aggrieved expression. Suddenly, I really want to pat his head, but when reaching out, avoided the warmth directly. Actually, I am Mu Wankyu. I met during the summer vacation when the company was clearing land. He is the landlord of the company. Our company. There are also apartments available for rent. It's all theirs. The monsoon began to speak. Meeting Mu Wank, Wen Nguyen kept staring into his eyes. Not bed. The gaze of the monsoon has always been clear. The tone has remained very steady. Such warm eyebrows. Relaxed a lot again. That night was a gathering dinner for our two dorms. Mu Wonk's invitation for dinner. Then I took him back, although it feels unfair to give the pot to others. But I still have to explain a bit. Holding hands and inviting for a meal. It was he who did and proposed it. Next time I'll invite him. We can be together. When Nguyen heard the monsoon say, returned to Muwank. The two of them suddenly tilted their heads together. He scratched his hair with his fingers, hiding the slight upward curve of her lips. "But the hotel is already very close. The car didn't drive for long. Just returned to school. The rain in the sky has lessened compared to before. Got off the car." The monsoon stood beside the warmth holding an umbrella, taking him back to campus. The two people's footsteps were already very in sync. Speaking of which, they have been almost 2 months. We never walked together like this. Strolled. Both of them enjoyed it very much. The feeling of strolling in this rain. Shoes are inherently stylish. Walking on water feels pressure-free. The warmth by the water's edge. I really want to jump in some puddles, because this has been with him since childhood. I have always wanted to do it. But there are things that have never been done. When I was a child, I would splash in the water like this. Mom will definitely hit him. But when seeing the school, after the students come and go, he still gave up on this idea. Walked all the way to the entrance of the women's dormitory community. The warmth that hardly spoke on the road. Suddenly turned around. "Monsoon." The monsoon gently lost in thought. The girl wearing a white sweatshirt already stepped into the puddle, stepped on the water waves and spun around. Then he slightly bowed towards the monsoon. It feels a bit like the end of a ballet performance. Before Jiafeng could say anything, warmth has already waved goodbye to him. Goodbye. Goodbye. Farewell to the monsoon. When Nguyen ran up the stairs happily. When returning to the dormitory, my heart is still racing. It's just the expression on the face. Completely converged. It is a form of self-protection for him. But when I got to college, there is always a conversation in the dorm room. Too many roommates make you lose your focus. Just like Zhang Ko from the dormitory of the monsoon. Or perhaps warmth. Wan Nan from room 302. As soon as I entered the door, Wan Nan is eating chips. Immediately discovered the slip. "When Nguyen, why did you change your clothes?" Thinking about the monsoon, telling others about it. Need to socialize. At least a college degree is necessary. When Nguyen hesitated for a moment. Respond accordingly. "Soaked. So I went and bought a new set." "Didn't you bring an umbrella?" "The umbrella is broken." "That umbrella is so easily broken." I feel this topic has come to an end. Wan Nan returned to her bed. "Start taking off your clothes." He wants to change into his pajamas. It's just when taking off the clothes. Wan Nan's eyes. I'm about to glare my eyes out. "Well, Wen Nguyen, hello. You actually have a defined waistline. What a devilish figure." Wen Nguyen awkwardly turned her back, avoided Wan Nan's gaze. After quickly changing clothes, lying on my own bed. However, Wang Nan is still staring at him, feeling a bit awkward watching this warm scene. What happened? Wang Nan looked at Wen Nguyen Mumu's expression. Still couldn't hold back. The heart of one's own trivial matters. "Warmth, what you look like now? You look so troubled. Aren't you happy?" Warm classical language. The expression became increasingly strange. The brows knitted together. "Sorrow. It seems there is indeed a bit of sorrow. It's not a sorrowful sadness, but rather happy. Do I have to tell Wang Nan? So much happened today. Things that make him happy. Encountered the monsoon. Chatting. Talking about work and the future. Misunderstanding resolved. Let's make a pinky promise. He really wants to be in bed right now, rolling back and forth. But there are people in the dormitory to maintain the necessary calmness and aloofness. He can't roll over again. I can barely hold it in. I'm fine. Thank you. It's really nothing. Really, Wang Nan actually really wanted to gossip with Wen Yuan. But he saw warmth, not very interested. There was no need to fight for it. Warmth plugs the phone in. Just powered on. I just received the message from the monsoon. Set the number. Saw the message. A warm, gentle smile between him and the monsoon. Lobbing in. It's not about playing those dog furnace knife games. But it's a serious job. When Nguyen really likes the monsoon. The feeling of working together. Work makes him feel fulfilled. And self-improvement. Take out the laptop. Preparation work. Wan Man's voice. It came again. When Nguyen, are you going to play games? I can also play League of Legends. My partner is amazing. Warmth. League of Legends. He remembers that the monsoon has played this. It seems like I quite like it. But he is not very clear. Why does the monsoon always meet Du Ding? After they played the game, their faces all looked very bad. Feel free to ask when you have time. I don't play games. Now it's time to work. Work? Oh, part-time job. All right then. You go ahead and be busy. It's common for students to have part-time jobs in college. Just warmth. On her first day, this girl started her part-time job. It's still quite rare. Computer communication messages. Much more convenient than a phone. Months of training. Now it's warm typing. It's already very fast. Can you turn on the video? Open QQ. New message. It has started to flicker. Wen Nguyen turned to take a glance at Wan Nan. Slightly pursed her lips. Not very convenient. Your friend is here. It's best to jot down what happens during the day. What are the flaws and vulnerabilities? We will gradually add more later. But earlier at the hotel, I had quite a chat with the monsoon. It was raining heavily at that time. Some inspirations and ideas. There are no records. As the studio manager, these are all part of his duties. While making a detailed plan, with the monsoon, casual chit-chat, in a warm heart, unusual calmness and contentment. There is a monsoon. There is work. You can still earn money and grow. University will probably always be like this. Thinking about the future, warm corners of the mouth. Once again, it perked up. The monsoon that hasn't replied for a long time. Suddenly, a long message came in. Warmth. If a company is really established, then it will no longer be. Work is just child's play. The company started very small, but it won't be long. Many things will become strict. At that time, your identity will also change completely. You will become the future CEO of Jiayin. It sounds like now. Perhaps it's a bit ridiculous. Some people might even laugh at it. But you yourself, don't take this lightly. Treat him seriously. Do you understand? If there were no groundwork laid during the day, Warmth might also feel the title of CEO is too exaggerated. But now, understood. I will hold myself to a strict standard. Very good. Modu is not comparable to the Pearl style. Everyone used to play together. No sense of propriety. But now it's different. After the military training ends, I will take you to the studio. Confirm with them your position and identity. Remember, don't mess around. Getting along well with the employees. That kind of behavior. Not even the elderly can do it. Later, whether I am here or not, you should all be called President Wen. The monsoon shows no sign of continuing its work. The other 3 adopted sons haven't returned. He enjoys the peace and quiet. I opened it casually. The campus forum of Madu University. There are a total of 5 main sections. Academic, social interaction, Alumni, transaction, education. The panel is not considered very shabby. Click reaction. It's not too slow. No lag. You can see some technical skills, but not much, due to formatting and similar issues. Very old. Overall, some are out of touch with the times. The monsoon directly ignores academia. Education for two. Focus your attention in the center on the three sections. Alumni and trading zone. There are job openings, job posting information. Besides that, there are still some lost and found notices. Trading goods. Pick up the package. Delivering takeout and such. Monsoon is searching for something. A lost cat post from the Kishi neighborhood. I've been watching for a long time. Especially below, layer by layer, details are added. Let him be completely absorbed. As the post deepens, the corners of his mouth also lifted slightly. Calmly turn towards the trading area, directly in the forum black market. An extremely high price of 35. Bought 10 forums. Use the account. 5 boys and 5 girls. These accounts, all of them have email registration verification and the account with complete student information. Campus forum. The price of account 35. It can be said that it doesn't matter much anymore. The act of leading the rhythm. You must prepare an account. After recording it down, the monsoon renamed these 10 accounts. Change password. Adjust it. Hidden information. Then selected a female account. In the area of the lost and found notice. Sent myself. First post. Missing person notice. Reward of 200 forum coins. 12 p.m. Hiding behind the dormitory building on the east side of the cafeteria. Encountering someone by chance. This is a great find. Second floor. First support and then watch. Third floor. Is it that junior Ushayu? The one from the basketball team. Fourth floor. Could you send a picture of the big one? 22nd floor. Ushayu is someone whose confession ended in failure. He's just a scumbag. 23rd floor. Is this it? Imid. He is indeed a scumbag. It's hard to say anything else. 24th floor. I know this person too. Basketball team. He is indeed a scumbag. My roommate. I was deceived by him. 31st floor. Notorious. I have pictures here. What about the chat records? It spread like wildfire at that time. Monsoon sighed. Plan the company's upcoming game introduction strategy. While looking at this post of mine. Almost 50. Reply. It's all him. In the advocate's turn. A few onlookers. And 23. These 3 floors. Is one of the few. There might be someone with real news. He looked over the profiles of the 3 individuals. There are 2 QQ among them. He directly sent a friend request on QQ. 3 people. Everyone left messages. I hope to get in touch with him. There will be a generous reward. In addition, he distributed to each person 100 Magic Degree University Forum coins. It's equivalent to 10 yuan. When knocking on the door, too much money shouldn't be given. Too much. Instead, it can easily lead to trouble. Engaging in rhythm like this. In this era. Still very simple. After doing all of this, the monsoon directly deleted this post. As if nothing had happened. Forum response. Not so fast. The monsoon gives itself a week. If no one responds, he will continue to set the pace. Or find another way. It's university time. It's such a hassle. When I was a Meyer, fighting is pointless. Coming of age. More than 3 people. They have all turned into organized crime. It's inconvenient to get things done. Minsoon always believes the fastest way to solve a problem, it is violence. But now we live in a society governed by the rule of law. Many things you can't be that outrageous. We must follow the rules. Even soon, he is a well-behaved good student. Turned to check the time. It's already dusk. Minsoon opens QQ. Warmth for the busy state. Sent a message. Shall we have dinner together tonight? I need. War news. Just came over. Bedroom door. Ah. A voice was opened. Quite violent. Feng Ji is here. Are you going to the cafeteria to eat? Jifen was taken aback. After a moment of contemplation, pressed down on the hand. Please wait. Then I sent a message to Wen Nguyen. My roommate. Want to invite me to the cafeteria? Meet them. But the Minsoon's laughter. The exchange between Wen Nguyen and him. Many times. It's always a one-word affirmation. See you at the cafeteria. Okay. Feng Ji made an appointment with someone. Is it a man or a woman? Woman. It really is a girl. Is it Mu Wak? Not. Could it be that Yue? I feel like this woman is not simple at all. Feng Ji, I'm afraid you can't handle it. Facing the chatter around me. Jang Kao keeps talking non-stop. The Minsoon feels somewhat helpless. Not at all. You've never seen it. Jang Kao listened. The expression was still somewhat normal. Immediately feel envious. Feng Ji, you have a new girlfriend again. You have too much of this. I beg you. Stop soaking. To my brothers. Save some soup, please. What do you mean there's a new girl again? You see the previous Mu Wank. Morning of Yue. It's all the girls who actively seek you out. You and those few. A self-proclaimed love expert who is inexperienced. Not on the same level at all. Let it go. Feng Ji. Not available. Those are not it. None of them. This is it. Jang Kao-shen smiles. It feels like the level of Minsoon. It is impossible, because of a little flower, to give up the entire forest. This technique for attracting girls, Gao Dai is a seeking. After the monsoon season. Stop immediately. Looking at Jang Kao seriously. This is Jang Kao's reaction. A bit slow. After thinking for a while, I suddenly realized. Those are not. This is. Understood. Brother, I made a mistake. You made a mistake. Go to the cafeteria. Don't waste time. On the road, Jang Kao is still there. Bala Bala keeps talking non-stop. However, the Minsu no longer pays much attention to him. Until the very end for Jang Kao. Couldn't hold it together. Take the initiative to call for help. Feng Ji. Brother Feng, teach me. Let's talk about dating. Today, the senior sister. Suddenly you stopped paying attention to me. I really can't take it anymore. Feng Ji. Jifen was taken aback. Why is it still senior sister? The words he said this morning. Didn't we tell him to stop? All right. A devoted admirer wants to express their feelings. I can't stop him at all. You are really you, heaven. Girls' dormitory at the same time. Warmth quickly combs her hair, changing clothes, standing in front of the mirror, thinking about what comes next. You might meet the monsoon's roommate. When Nguyen feels, I should change into a different outfit. Nicer clothes. What should I wear? Riding in a short skirt, waist-cinching outfit, a more elegant women's business attire. These are all before the monsoon. Built for him. He doesn't quite understand either. 11 seconds. When Nguyen shook the computer mouse. Searching for what boys like in girls. What kind of clothes to wear. Seeing the hottest posts. Basically, it's all mentioned. The boy hopes for the girl. When there are many people, dress more conservatively. When alone together, dress more sexy. There are many people. Conservative. A warmth of understanding. In the end, only war. Daytime monsoon. Athletic wear that makes people want to buy it. Jology. A slightly higher ponytail. Just stepped out casually. When leaving, Wang Nan still shouted, "Please bring me some fried noodles when you come back." Girls' dormitory. Leaving the cafeteria. It's originally closer than the boys' dormitory. When it becomes warm, the monsoon has not arrived yet. He is already very handsome, even though dressed very casually. But that kind of aloof and introverted aura can't hide it at all. He still attracted quite a few people's attention. When Nguyen lowered her head, walked towards the less crowded area, avoiding the gaze of some classmates. I raised my phone to take a look. Did not receive a message from the monsoon. Warmth does not wish to urge the monsoon. He fears himself, if every day brings the monsoon, sending such useless messages. The monsoon might find him bothersome. So the autistic girl, even if it's not very comfortable, standing in such a crowded place. He also doesn't want to leave. Not far from the cafeteria, Zhu Ming and Zhu Yihan, daydreaming. Mingjie, I saw a fairy. I saw it first. There are so many beautiful women at Madu University. I feel this. More beautiful than Muwank. It's quite exaggerated. When the two people were whispering to each other, Monsoon and Zhang Kao has already come over. What are you looking at? Zhang Kao patted the shoulders of the two. Looking at beautiful women. Sigh. Let me see how beautiful it is. Zhang Kao followed the direction pointed out by Zhu Ming and the others. I saw warmth. Suddenly, I couldn't help but exclaim in awe. Whoa! As he exclaimed, warmth surprisingly. They looked over at them. Mingji, quick look. The beautiful woman is looking at me. Fartin. Ming is clearly watching me. Well, beautiful morning. I walked over. In the monsoon, 3 roommates. Let me introduce you. He is warmth. The 3 of them. It's my roommate. Su Ming, Zhu Yihan, Zhang Kao. Hello. Warmth facing the 3. Lower your head gently, still maintaining that aloof demeanor. It's impossible to see any joy or anger. Zhang Kao and the other 2. It's also a matter of going our separate ways. Especially Zhu Ming. He no longer looks at the warmth, instead staring at the monsoon. I've been watching. My face almost wrote heaven is unfair. It's 4 characters. There aren't any special requirements, right? No requirements. I went and played casually. Just eat something. Good. After finishing the meal. The monsoon has not continued to introduce. 3 roommates. I didn't feel good about it either. Asked directly. Things about warmth. Getting ready to return to the dorm. Arrested on the spot. The culprit is the monsoon. Being watched by the 3 people from time to time. When Nguyen also feels embarrassed. Staring at the monsoon. He himself does not like to talk. Just quietly lowering my head to eat. The meal was very awkward. However, warmth. Still mostly happy. Because I can be with the monsoon again. We are back together in the cafeteria. Just like in high school. It's a pity. There are others. When there are many people around him, I feel embarrassed to eat too much. It's easy to go hungry, but it's okay. The monsoon introduced itself to his roommates. This is a good start. After finishing the meal, monsoon and warmth, greeted just by 3 roommates, taken away by the neck, could not send the warmth back. When Nguyen gently grasped her own hands, in a joyful mood, bought a portion of fried noodles for Wan Nan. Returning to the dormitory, the monsoon returning to the dormitory, arrested on the spot by three people. Pif, as it is revealed. You and warmth. What is the relationship? Feng Ji mentioned earlier. Wen Nguyen is different from others. Mu Wonk is also not able to. I guess my girlfriend hasn't run away. Jang Kao delivered a final blow. The monsoon lay on the bed. Rather die than submit. Just remember him. Different. It's done. It hasn't happened yet. I've become the one to give you sweets. Oh, it's different. Oh, sweet treats. The three spoke in unison. Expressions are also one. Better than a foster father. Breaking free from the three people's monsoon. Leaning against the wall. Thoughts followed the same idea. Warmth is certainly different. He is on a rainy day. I don't know how to use an umbrella, so I have to take care of him. After the monsoon finished speaking, just smile at him. This smile, in front of the three people. The sound is almost the same. Feng Ji, your smile is so lewd. Confirm again. The monsoon truly affects Mu Wonk. After it became meaningless, Zhu Ming's heart was ablaze with passion. Once again, it ignited. Since you don't like Mu Wonk, then I can pursue it. The monsoon smiled. Still here,